of background or zip code to experience the transformative power of a great education at nea.org/greatpublicschools.
Support for WICN comes from listeners like you. Thank you. Every day here at 90.5, we continue the tradition of giving you the world's best jazz. And today, it gets even better, as New England's top jazz artists perform for you live in the WICN Performance Studio. This is Live Jazz New England. Here's your host, jazz pianist Pamela Hines.
Welcome to Live Jazz New England. I'm your host, Pamela Hines, and my guest today is vocalist, crooner, and entertainer Dale Lepage, with Joe D'Angelo on guitar, Geoff Oehling on bass, Thomas Spears on drums, and Jim Russo on sax. Dale has won the Male Vocalist of the Year award from Worcester Living magazine 4 times and Worcester's Pulse magazine 7 times, in addition to many other accolades. His groups and projects sell out regardless of the venue in Worcester. Dale grew up in Templeton, and he studied with a number of vocal teachers, including Jerry Newby, Mary Beth Rockwell, and Stanley Wilson. By the age of 14, he was composing his own songs. His inspiration to sing came from such greats as Mel Torme, Dean Martin, Johnny Mathis, and Michael Feinstein. He's performed at the Newton Jazz Festival and many other places in New England as well. So let's listen to Dale's wonderful group. This is his own composition, and this is called Sweet Music.
Music, oh, I hear music. Whenever you're around, I can hear the sound of sweet music. That haunting melody plays what you mean to me. Whenever you're around, I hear the sound of sweet music. Yes, I can hear the bass man setting up the guitar's haunting melody. And when the saxophone it sings, that's when we began to swing. I said, if music is the food of love, play on. Ooh. Oh, I hear music. Whenever you're near, I hear the sound of sweet music. That haunting melody plays what you mean to me. Whenever you're around, I hear the sound of sweet music. Oh, I can hear that bass man setting up the guitar's haunting melody. And when the saxophone it sings, that's when we began to swing. I said, if music is the food of love, play on and on. I said if music is the fruit of love, play on. Sweet music. Thank you. Thank you so much for having us here today. Here's an original song I wrote called They Say Love Is. Baby, I've been around a while, and baby, I can say I like your style, and baby, let me spin you on the floor. Come on, tell me that you think I'm really smooth, and tell me I'm the guy with all the moves, and tell me I'm just what you waited for. And they say love is not something you read about. Love is something you can't live without. Yes, love is what I'm hoping for with you. Oh, they say love is something that's so hard to find, and love is something that you can't define. Yes, love is what I'm hoping for with you. I know you're the kind that's really sweet, and I know that you could knock me off my feet, and I know you're just what I've waited for, yeah. You're the kind that's really sweet, and I know you could knock me off my feet, and I know you're just what I've waited for, yeah. They say love is something that's so hard to find, and love is something that you can't define. Love is what I'm hoping for with you, yeah. They say love is something that you can't define. Love is so very hard to find. Love is what I'm hoping for with you, yeah. Thank you. That was obviously a song called They Say Love Is. I wrote that at a dance club one night where I watched one of my band members try to pick up a special lady, and he fell flat on his face. And it inspired me to write this song, They Say Love Is. The next song we're going to do is... no, I'm not pointing them out to you, Pamela. No, I'm not. The next song we're going to do is a standard, a favorite of many people. It's called World on a String. I've got the world on a string, I'm sitting on a rainbow. I've got that string around my finger. Lucky me, can't you see? I'm in love. I've got a song that I sing, and I can make the rain go. Oh, anytime I move my finger. Lucky me, can't you see? I'm in love. 'Cause life's a wonderful thing. As long as you hold that string, I'd be a silly so and so if I should ever let you go. I got the world on a string, I'm sitting on a rainbow. I've got that string around my finger. Lucky me, can't you see? I'm in love. Life's a wonderful thing. As long as I hold that string, I'd be a silly so and so if I should ever let you go. I got the world on a string, I'm sitting on a rainbow. I got that string around my finger. Lucky me, can't you see, oh baby, I'm in love, love, love-it, dove-it, dove. What a world, what a life, can't you say I'm in love? Thank you.
You are tuned in to Live Jazz New England. I'm your host, Pamela Hines, and my guest today is Lepage with Joe D'Angelo on guitar, Geoff Oehling on bass, Thomas Spears on drums, and Jim Russo on sax. So here you are, a child growing up in beautiful Templeton, Massachusetts. And who were you listening to when you decided, I want to sing?
Well, first of all, you mentioned Templeton, and I have to give a shout out to my mom, who still lives there and who's listening.
Great.
She has got her rocking chair pulled up to the radio, and I'm sure she's glued to it right now. So hi, Mom. She loves the guys in the band, and she's probably our biggest fan. Growing up in Templeton, I actually grew up on country music. And then I discovered probably the crooner style very young. The Dean Martin Show was on TV. And through talk shows, you got to experience many different forms of music. And I fell in love with the vocals of Mel Torme. I fell in love with the vocals of the Velvet Fog. And Dean Martin, Mel Torme. And then a little bit later on, I experienced other singers by researching them and going to the library and getting the CDs out.
And so, on that same vein, you're so entertaining. You're inviting to your audience. You're warm. The people feel so comfortable at your shows and while you're performing. And I just was wondering, how did you develop this approach over the years?
I sang professionally when I was like 12 years old. I sang on the radio. I grew up when I graduated high school. I moved here. I lived in my car for a brief period of time because I knew what I wanted to do was music, and I really didn't see it happening in Templeton. And this was the closest thing we had to a city. So when I drove to, I tell this story, and I've told the story before, but it's absolutely true. When I drove from Templeton to Worcester for the very first time, I saw my first neon sign. And I said to myself, wow, this must be what Las Vegas is like. And unfortunately, that's a true story. But I began singing here back in the, I would say, late 70s, early 80s, and we did quite well. I had a very small trio, and we ended up touring from Boston down to Florida. And then I was hit with massive, just debilitating panic attacks and anxiety and stage fright. And I was off the stage for 25 years. So I've only been back singing for 6 years. I've celebrated, this year was 6 years with these wonderful guys here. And we've come so far and done so many fun things. And getting back to your question, I hope our audiences are comfortable with us because we truly love each other. They're brilliant at what they do. And if we're not having fun, we're not doing it right.
Did that have something to do with finally conquering the anxiety? I mean, if Horowitz can have anxiety, we should feel better about that. But what mental process did you go through to say, I will overcome this and I want to just relax? And, does that have to do with the overcoming the anxiety is just the desire to have fun? And
it kind of, I reached clarity almost within a couple of days span. A very young friend, he was like 32. He passed in the night, unexplicably, and I said, "Wow, that is really how short life can be. You've got one time." That's why when people see me now on Facebook, on my website, or my TV shows, or whatever, I'm very driven. I mean, I'm very driven to do the things I want to do in the short time we have here, and music plays a huge part in that. And just a huge part. And every one of my members of my band they're so supportive and they're so funny and they're so loving and giving, and how could you not have fun with that?
So tell us,
even you, Tom.
So tell us about your television show.
At this point in time, I host 2 television shows about music in New England, and I have a 3rd show that's premiering in May of 2016. I do a show on Charter Channel 193. It's called WooTube Entertainment Television. It focuses on bands, musicians, and venues in central Massachusetts, well, actually all of New England. And if anybody wants to send in a video of their band for us to play it on WooTube, you can just simply send an email link to your online video to wootube@charter.com. That's WOOTUBE @charter.com. We're always about promoting new bands and new singers. Your video does not have to be professional quality. That's one of the great things about the show. The other show I host is a web-based series, and we've reached over 800,000 viewers. It's a show called This Is the Nightlife with Lepage, and that's produced by Jeff Sylvia. That's all about music and comedy and venues and restaurants in New England also, as well as fundraisers, events. We do have live performances too. So if you want to be a guest on This Is the Nightlife TV, you can go to This Is the Nightlife with Lepage on Facebook and send us a private message. And our drummer extraordinaire, Tom Spears here, is the booking coordinator for that TV show. And we are already booked to the end of 2016. And my third TV show, which is a very much a passion project for me, is New England's first LGBTQ, I feel like I'm saying the alphabet, gay and lesbian talk show, television show, promoting support groups, events, fundraisers, interesting guests who have stories to tell, authors of books, and anything that you could contend with in the LGBT community. And I've been lucky enough to sign on with Worcester Pride. Boston is behind us, New Hampshire is behind us, Rhode Island is behind us. It's going to be airing premiere episode in May, and it's going to be great.
That sounds great.
New England Pride TV, and like us, share us, and see what we're all about, because we're all about love and sport.
All right.
All right.
Well, what would you like to play next?
Well, this is our version of a standard song called Where or When, and we are going to kick it. Ready, boys? It seems we've stood and talked like this before. We looked at each other in the same way then, but I can't remember where or when. The clothes you're wearing are the clothes that you wore. Smile, you're smiling, you were smiling then, but I can't remember where or when. Sometimes things happen for the first time, seem to be happening again and again. And so it seems that we have met before and laughed before, oh, and loved before, but who knows where or when. Sometimes things happen for the first time, seem to be happening again and again and again. So it seems that we have met before and laughed before and loved before, but who knows where or when. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's probably not the way you're used to hearing it, but we enjoy it. Now, this next song we're going to do is a song called Just Can't Wait. And if you go on to dalepage.com, you'll see the video for this song, put together by Simply Far Gone Productions. It is a song that I wrote because I am very impatient. Here's our song, Just Can't Wait. It's been so long since you've been gone, I just can't stay away. It's been so long since you've been here, I need to hold you dear. But they told me long ago, good things they come to those who wait. But I just can't listen well, I just can't sit and syncopate. The headlights lighting up the night, the shadows flying by. The moon is new but I don't see the view, I'm on my way to you. And they told me long ago, good things they come to those who wait. But I just don't listen well, I just can't sit and syncopate. No, I just can't sit and syncopate for you. Headlights lighting up the night, the shadows flying by. The moon isn't due, but I don't see the view. I'm on my way to you. They told me long ago, good things they come to those who wait. But I just don't listen well. I just can't sit and syncopate. No, I just can't sit and syncopate for you. I just can't wait. 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 No, I just can't sit here and sit syncopate for you. Thank you. I'd like to give a shout out that these songs are written and arranged with Mr. Joey D'Angelo, and now this next song we're going to do is it's kind of a classic. It's a classic, right? Yeah. And Joey put a little funky spin on it. Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away. Now it looks as though they're here to stay. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Suddenly, I'm not half the man I used to be. There's a shadow hanging over me. Oh, yesterday came suddenly. Why she had to go, I don't know. She wouldn't say. I said something wrong. Now I long for yesterday. Yesterday, love was such an easy game to play. Now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Such an easy game to play. Now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Thank you. That was arranged by Mr. Joey D'Angelo. Now, can I just speak for a minute about my band here? First of all, we have Joey D on guitar, who is probably the leader of the band, I would say. Yeah. He's the toughest one in the band, yes. And he also plays in many other bands. He also plays in Damn Chick Singer, which is with Denise Cassione and Pete Primo, and RBJQ, which is with the Russo brothers. because we've got on sax here Mr. Jim Russo. And it's here for Jim.
And I'm the tallest one.
And he's the tallest one in the group. And then we have Mr. Geoff Oehling, who plays in a few different groups. He plays with Lepage and the Manhattans. He also plays with...
My new one is Stripped Down.
he has a new...
Molly Green and
Molly Green.
Joe
It's
and-
called Stripped Down. It's with Molly Green and Joe D'Angelo and Tommy Spears. And they just had a great gig last night at Nick's. And
that one's going to be coming every month, build it up real fast.
on a Monday night.
Well, I think next month it's actually going to be like Thursday. 23rd.
Okay, so stay tuned for Nick's announcements for that. And then we have Mr. Tommy Spears on drums, who I've been working with Tommy for 6 years, and he's okay. He's the eye candy of the group. Yes. He plays in a few different bands. He plays with Andy Cummings and the Swing and Billy Lounge. He also plays with Frank Rosette, and he can be found on many studio CDs. And like I said, he's the eye candy of the group, so we keep him in the front. Usually drummers in the back, but when we play, Tommy is like center stage.
It works.
It works, yeah.
It sure does.
Do you want to hear another song?
Sure.
All
Keep
right,
going.
great. Let's do an old standard and an old favorite called "Time After Time." This is Joey D'Angelo's favorite song. Time after time, you'll hear me say that I'm so lucky to be loving you. So lucky to be the one you run to see in the evening when the day is through. I only know what I know, that the passing years may show. You kept my love so warm, so new. And time after time, you'll hear me say that I'm so lucky to be loving you. Time after time, you'll hear me say that I'm so lucky to be loving you. I'm so lucky to be the one you run to see in the evening when the day is through. I only know what I know. The passing years may show you kept my love so warm, so new. And time after time you'll hear me say that I'm so lucky to be loving you. I'm lucky to be loving you. I love that song. I absolutely love that song. Thank you. Thank you. Now we're going to do another favorite that will be familiar to a lot of people. It's a song called Blue Skies. And if you're listening in your car, if you're listening at home, and you know it, sing along. Just don't sing louder than me. No, sing louder than me. Blue skies smiling at me. I got nothing but blue the skies, baby, do I see bluebirds singing their song. They got nothing but blue skies, baby, from now on. I never saw the sun shining so bright. I never saw things going so right. Noticing the days they're hurrying by. When you're in love, baby, my how time flies. Blue days, all of them gone. We got nothing but blue skies, baby, from now on. Swing it, boys. Sky smiling at me. I got nothing but blue sky, baby, do I see. Bluebirds, 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 oh, all of them gone. I got nothing but blue skies, baby, from now on. I never saw the sun shining so bright. I never saw things going so right. Noticing the days they're hurrying by. When you're in love, baby, my how time flies. All of them go. Nothing but blue skies. We got nothing but blue skies. Oh, nothing but blue skies from now on.
This is Live Jazz New England. I'm your host, Pamela Hines, and my guest today is Lepage and the Manhattans, which is Joe D'Angelo on guitar, Geoff Oehling on bass, Thomas Spears on drums, and Jim Russo on sax. So you have a Valentine's Day show coming up with the group that you have with you today?
Yeah, I have a really exciting Valentine's Day show coming up. If you're listening at home, if you're listening on your computer, in the car, please join us for our Valentine's Day show. I'm very excited about it. It's going to be at Cyprian Keys, which is opening to the public for that special event. And they've put on an incredible gourmet buffet to be served that night. And we're going to be pulling out all the stops and just having a great time. And there's plenty of room to dance. Andy Cummings will be opening for us and joining me later in the show for a few songs. And we are just going to have such a good time. It's going to be a love fest. Absolutely.
And where can people find out about what you're up to? What is your website again?
Well, you can also find, you can go to my website. You can find out about all of our events and our Valentine's Day show thing. You can go to www.dalepage.com. You can find out everything we're doing. You can follow us on Facebook. You can't friend me on Facebook because it can't accept any more friends. It caps
You're
you
at
off.
the limit.
It has a limit. But you can friend De La Page in the Manhattans, find out where we're doing, what we're doing, where we're going to be, who we're doing, all that stuff.
Excellent. So this group that you have with you, you've played together for a long time.
Yeah, not long enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have so much fun with these guys, so much fun. And literally, it is such a relaxing, fun music, very positive. It's a very positive musical experience, and I think and I hope it transfers to the audience or the listeners at home how much we really do like playing music together.
I think that does. Even when you guys were setting up, you're joking with each other, and it really does come across with a very friendly, lovely chemistry that you have.
Well, thank you. It's just a pleasure to work with these guys, and they are so good at what they do. You would have to be a great musician to play with me because I go off on tangents and I might even start singing a different song in the middle of another song and they just follow me. They just follow me and they're good. They're so good.
Kind of like Earl.
They beat me up in the parking lot afterwards, but they're so good.
Oh, you did have a black eye. I noticed you tried to put some makeup on over it there.
As your listeners at home cannot tell I have a black eye.
So we've got time for a few more tunes. What would you like to play?
We've got some great stuff coming at you. Here's a song that we've been doing for a while. It's called Taking a Chance on Love.
Here I go again. I hear those trumpets blow again. Ooh, all aglow again. Taking a chance on love. Here I slide again. About to take that ride again. Oh, I'm starry-eyed again. Taking a chance on love. I thought that love was a frame I never, never, never would win. Oh, but now I'm taking the game and the ace of hearts is high. Things are mending now. I see a happy ending now. I see a rainbow bending now. We're taking a chance on love. Here I go again. I hear those trumpets blow again. All aglow again. I'm taking a chance on love. Here I slide again. About to take that ride again. Don't you know I'm starry-eyed again. Taking a chance on love. I thought that love was a heartache that I could never win. But now I'm taking this game up, and the ace of hearts is high. Things are mending now. I see your rainbow bending now. We'll have a happy ending now. We're taking a chance to find romance, taking a chance on love.
Now we're going to do another song for you that is a Cole Porter song we got to perform at a Cole Porter tribute show at Nick's in Worcester. It was a great show. We had like 67 sellout shows. It was like 7.
Round up to 6.
I was rounding up. Here's our version of Night and Day.
Night and day, you are the one. Only you beneath the moon and under the sun. Whether near to me or far, it's no matter, darling, where you are. I think of you night and day, day and night. Tell me, why is it so that this longing for you follows wherever I go? In that roaring traffic boom, in the silence of my lonely room, I think of you night and day, day and night. Under the height of me, there's no such a hungry yearning burning inside of me, and its torment won't let me through till you let me spend my life making love to you day and night, oh, night and day. Night and day, you are the one. Only you beneath the moon and under the sun. Whether near to me or far, it's no matter, darling, where you are. I think of you night and day, day and night. Tell me, why is it so that this longing for you follows wherever I go? In that roaring traffic boom, in the silence of my lonely room, I think of you night and day, day and night. Oh, under the height of me, there's an old such a hungry yearning burning inside of me, and its torment won't let me through till you let me spend my life making love to you day and night, night and day. I think about you, baby, night and day.
Thank you.
Well, we probably have time for one more tune, but before we get to it, I'd like to thank Dale Lepage and the Manhattans for performing on Live Jazz New England today. Dale on vocals with Joe D'Angelo on guitar, Geoff Oehling on bass, Thomas Spears on drums, and Jim Russo on sax. You can find more about Dale by going to dalelepage.com. Thanks to the Francis A. and Jacqueline H. Harrington Foundation, the Stoddard Charitable Trust, the Piano Mill of Rockland, Mass., Rick Hansen, Catherine L. Coleman, Rick McCarthy, and right next to me is Brad Pierce of Starfleet Audio in Whitensville helping out with the sound today. We want to thank them for their support of the show, and also special thanks to John Marable, Asta Shrestha, Kate Traveling, and Tom Lucci for all they do at WICN. You can keep up to date on our artists by going to Live Jazz New England on Facebook, and you can access past shows by going to the photo section. Thanks to our live audience and to our radio audience for tuning in today. Until next time, this is Pamela Hines for Live Jazz New England on 90.5 WICN, Jazz Plus for New England. We've got one more song by Dale Lepage and the Manhattans.
All right, let's end the show, buddy. Thank you so much, Pamela, for having us.
Thank you
for doing such great sound. Thank you all for being here. Nick Noble is here. Yay, we love Nick. Hit it, boys.
All of me, when I take all of me. Oh baby, baby, can't you see that I'm so lost without you? Take my lips, I'll never use them. Oh take my arms, I'll never use them. Your goodbye left me with eyes that cry. Oh baby, baby, can't you see that I am so lost without you? You took the part that once was my heart, so why not come back and take all of me?
Thanks to Pamela Hines for another great Live Jazz New England edition here for you on this Wednesday afternoon at 90.5 WICN Worcester. We're Jazz Plus for New England. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter and listen online at WICN.org.